We are kicking it live with Subnautica. We're going to actually start playing the game, and then I'm going to reveal 3 major dishes that are actually in the game itself and kind of talk about it and see what it takes to actually make these. And then, yeah, just any questions, we'll chill out and enjoy. But should be a root to good time. Now, if you know me at all, or anybody that plays this game, you need to play it on survival. Really, the rest of these are... Hardcore's not bad either, but the first thing you see in Subnautica, and have a lot of in Subnautica, is water. There's 2 kinds of water. There's the filtered water, and then there's basically the super clean version. So there's 2 different types. We're just going from the tap here. Oh my goodness, I wonder what could happen with all these things going around so fast. Always hurts me. First, get your fire extinguisher. Knock out all this fire. Of course, I would just leave, but whatever. It's teaching you how to play the game. Yeah, might as well just get that smoke inhalation, because I'm sure the filters are all online. I'm gonna call her Adjutant, because I call all things that are computer Adjutant. Either that or just computer. So the first dish, and we'll go ahead and throw it on the food vision here. In real life, you can actually make something called a nutrient block. It does look like a block. It's there. It's actually quite tasty, I think. I'll try it here in a second. And all it really is just a protein bar mix. Actually, it's very easy to make. All it is just almond butter, or almond, whatever you want to call it. Butter, honey, chocolate chips, and rolled oats. And then, of course, whey powder, or, protein whey. And then you just kind of combine that together, and then what it does is actually creates a no-bake recipe that you just kind of form how you want it, throw it in the freezer, and then leave it overnight, and once you do, this is what you get. So let's see here. I'll try not to chew close to the microphone, because I'm sure it'll get picked up. It's actually quite good. I'm going to have another bite, and then we'll continue to survive here, even though my hunger and... Alright, let's continue forward. I'm going to eat some more of these as I kind of come through, and then we'll go to the next dish as it's introduced. Yeah, buddy.
The Aurora suffered
Oh, there it is.
hull failure.
We're gonna bring you something else. The only time I put a rig this big on a rock that small was in VR, and I blew it. Something bad. So are all of
Need that radiation suit now. Alright, now that we worked on this for as long as we have, we're going to move on to the next item, which is going to be spicy Chinese potatoes. There is spicy potatoes in the game of Subnautica, which is what you see here. So, how do you make these? It's actually pretty easy. And they definitely have a kick to it, that's why they're spicy. Actually, it's pretty good though. The way you make it easily is just take a bunch of baby potatoes, as you're seeing here. This is going to be the second main course of Gaming Dine and Die for Subnautica. When you go to the island that has a lot of the alien grapefruit and such like that, they also grow Chinese potatoes, is what they're called. So, to make your own Chinese potatoes is actually pretty easy. You just take baby potatoes, you can cut them up or cook them together however you want to. You boil them for about 15-20 minutes. That way it cooks it up. And then once you do that, you actually then let it simmer for about 12 minutes. And then once you do that, you then transfer them into a pan with olive oil, vegetable oil, or cooking oil. Depends how you want to do that. Basically cut it, or you cook it, you sear it, and you put some chili powder, onion powder. You can then put some chili flakes on there, some red pepper. I personally added a little extra chili flour, and then I also added a little extra kick to it or flavor, which is the seasoning, actually from Freddy's. The seasoning salt and stuff that they use for basically for their fries, which is really cool. So I added that to this. It's actually quite tasty, and it's pretty easy to make. It's just literally you boiling them, searing them, and then adding flavor of spicy potato flakes or however much kick you want. But yeah, it's good stuff. Highly recommend it. And it's quite tasty. Woo. Oh, big kick there, not too bad. Alright, I'm going to get my fiber mesh.
Life forms in the region. Are you certain whatever you're doing is worth it?
Well, I know what that means. Alright, so this is usually, in this particular area, it's usually pretty dangerous unless you have a sea moth. However, it's also good if you don't, and you still need to scan some stuff. This is not a bad idea to go and get some stuff scanned, as there's usually a lot of ruins, even around on the edge of this area. The only thing is, don't get caught by any of the big stuff, like what Adjutant just mentioned there. The Leviathan type stuff will wreck you, especially since you don't have a sub, so it could literally destroy you if you venture too deep. Too deep in the water, of course. However, this is where you can find probably the stuff you're lacking. You could even find some Cyclops stuff. So like for instance, this big guy over here that everybody has seen on the cover of Subnautica will literally pretty much destroy you if you run into it. I think it puts you down to about 1 HP. Now if you have a sea moth, obviously that's much easier to handle because the sea moth is a vehicle and it's got some stuff on it. The Cyclops itself, you can probably not even, you might hear a thud or two, but it may not even affect your Cyclops, not Cyclops. But yeah, so this is kind of dangerous terrain, of course. But if you're hurting like me and can't find the things you need to actually, scan to get to, this is not a bad idea. Of course, it's already turning into a bad idea for me because I don't know if I'm going to make it to the surface. I'm such a good survivor, as you can tell. So that's always wonderful. The grand finale. Alright. So, this is the greatest achievement of mine as well as the worst. We do have Peeper on the menu. It's called a dead Peeper though. So, the third and final main dish is that of a cake. The cake is of a Peeper, at least it looks that way. So the way that it works is you can either get, some cake mix that's pretty easy to put together. And of course, with a Peeper, they look like the following. And I think I have one inside here. If not, I can grab one. It looks like this guy. Big eye looking thing with a seal. It's got a fin on top, it's got a fin on the bottom, and then it has one big fin on the side. This in itself is just easy cake mix put together with 3 eggs. You also put some water in, you mix it real good and whisk it up so that it's not actually, it's not lumpy or anything like that. You throw it in basically a cake pan. You bake it for about 35 to 40 minutes, depending on the size of it. If it's a normal cake pan, it's usually about 35. If you want to do it about 2 8-inch or 9-inch kind of bowl cake pans as well, you can certainly do that, and it will be 35 minutes for that. So I put these together, and then I also put together some fondant. And what fondant is actually, it's a sugar coating that you put on top of the cake to actually give it the texture. Now, don't do what I did. I actually put regular sugar instead of powdered sugar because I didn't have any. And of course, it turned into this gobbledygook that you're seeing here, where it's very weighted down, it's not very thin, and of course it goes on top, and it's supposed to look like a skin type of like structure. And so what I did was I took the second piece of pie for its eyes, and I put that on top, the big eye itself, and then put some food coloring on top of it, and basically put some cream cheese frosting on it. So yeah, so we'll take a little tasty taste here. Holy sugar loaded. And then, of course, you and I know peepers are. And then, last but not least, that is included as part of Subnautica is Cafe Americano, otherwise known as coffee. You build your habitat. You can actually build a coffee maker. You can actually have coffee. And the coffee itself is just, I think it's mostly just kind of, you know, just for looks. I actually don't think it gives you much value at all. Now, here's the take. The coffee in itself is actually used for the sequel, the next one, because not only are you surviving based on food, based on, you know, water, based on health, O2, you're also surviving based on heat and temperature. So, if you're super cold in the game, you can actually get super warm in the game by drinking coffee. Alright, I'm going to take one more bite here. And then a little swig here. Feel free to speak up if you got any questions, and I can answer them for you. Oh my god, that's sugary. Like it's good, but man, is it super sweet. It's like a Christmas cookie. Alrighty. Take a final swig here of some water in this alien world. Thank you all for joining me, whoever. Oh, dear God, get water. Alright. Thanks so much. Again, this is Ant Panda, Gaming Dine and Dive for Subnautica. You're actually going to see the unedited version of this completely on my YouTube channel. So if you've joined me today, if you're seeing this video, feel free to jump on my YouTube channel, hit like, subscribe, and also throw me a follow here on Twitch if you haven't done so already. And feel free to hit me up. I will be on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the usual channels. And then, so yeah, thanks so much for joining. We're gonna pop on to the main menu here. And again, you know, the way the world it is today, it's fun, it's exciting, it's also kind of dangerous and crazy. So, you know, while you're out there gaming with others and being around others, keep it positive and, you know, keep it real.